Hello and welcome to Monk's first annual MMA DFS Best of 2022 edition, Welterweight edition, right here on the Monkmatician channel. I am your host, Monk, aka the Monkmatician, and in this very episode, guys, we're going to be giving out 10 awards for the Welterweight division, all related to DraftKings DFS. Hit that like, hit that subscribe on this channel, and let's get right into it, guys. We're going to be giving away most active welterweight, most wins, most raw DraftKings points per minute, most bonus points per fight, most DraftKings points, least DraftKings points against, best scoring percentage, best optimal rate, top 10 scores, and best overall welterweight for 2022. Let's go. First, we've got the most active fighter. Out of 79 fighters, 28 have made optimal in the welterweight division. The most active by far is Andre Fiallo, guys. There's been a couple of fighters that have fought 3 times this year. Andre Fiallo fought 5 times. Yes, he did go 2-3. Okay, that, it is what it is. But my man fought 5 times. Let's it's not for lack of trying here, all right? Sometimes more is not always better, though. As we can see, that 2-3 record. Hopefully 2022 will be better for Mr. Fiallo. But hey, he got paid 5 times last year. Let's give it up, man. Give it up for Andre Fiallo. Most wins in the welterweight division 2022, we've got a several-way tie for second. Andre Fiallo, Bryan Barberena, Matthew Semelsberger, Neil Magny, Kevin Holland, Shavkat Rakhmonov. God damn it. He fell off the card, guys, because Jeff Neal dropped out of the fight. Hopefully Shavkat gets an opponent. Man, I want to see him demolish somebody. Bilal Muhammad, Renat Fakhretdinov, Omar Morales, who also fell off the card, Jeremiah Wells, Ian Gary, Michel Pereira, and TJ Brown, all with the most wins, tied actually with the most wins at 2. One guy did stand out. That was Jack Della Maddalena, 100% win rate in 2022, 3-0. He was the lone welterweight with 3 wins, guys. Jack Della Maddalena killing it out here in these streets. Most raw DraftKings points per minute. This is an offensive pace number. Take out the bonus points, and the raw DraftKings points is what you're left with. Let's get into it. Who won? Who had the most points this year? Had to fight at least twice to be eligible for these awards, by the way. No one-fight ponies here. Is that a thing? Number 5, Jeremiah Wells, scored 5.39 points per minute. Number 4, Michael Morales, coming into the UFC, scored 5.41 points per minute. Number 3, Renat Fakhretdinov, my goodness, coming in to 2022, scoring a ton of points, 5.94 per minute to be exact. Excuse me. Number 3, Pete Dead Game Rodriguez somehow is number 2 on this list, scoring 6.63 points per minute. And number 1 overall most raw DraftKings points scored per minute, aka the best offensive pace of 2022, again, is Jack Della Maddalena, guys. Scored over 9 points a minute. There's Bruce back there. Look at that face. He knows he bet money on Jack Della, and Jack Della just won him a bunch of money with that first round TKO. 9.02 points per minute for Jack Della Maddalena. Most bonus points per fight. If you don't know, DraftKings awards you bonus points the sooner or later that you finish the fight, just depending on your finish, I should say. Number 5, most bonus points per fight on average. Must have fought at least twice to qualify. Number 5, Bilal Muhammad, 50 bonus points per fight. Number 4, Brian Battle, 57.5 bonus points. Number 3, Michael Morales scored 67.5 bonus points per fight. Number 2, Shavkat Rakhmonov, 80 bonus points per fight. Number 1, most bonus points per fight. Overall, 2-way tie, again, between someone we keep hearing his name, Jack Della Maddalena, and Jeremiah Wells. Both average 90 bonus points per fight. Both fought at least twice. We know Maddalena fought 3 times. I believe Wells fought twice. I think that's true. I'm trying to look. I'm trying to waste time while I look. Turns out it doesn't really matter. 90 bonus points per fight. Most DraftKings points scored overall in 2022. Who is it going to be? Renat Fakhretdinov coming in there at the last second. Getting to the 5th spot. 238.13 points for Fakhretdinov. Number 4, Bryan Barberena, 241.16. Number 3, Kevin Holland, 249.55. Number 2, Andre Fiallo had 5 chances to get to number 2, 256.90. And with those 5 chances, he didn't even make number 1. Who did? I'll give you one guess. Yeah, Jack Della Maddalena scored, I don't know, almost 100 points more than second place. 350.34 points scored by Jack Della Maddalena. The least DraftKings points against, or if you're against the whole brevity thing and just like things to make sense, this is the fewest DraftKings points allowed in 2022. Michael Morales coming in at number 5, allowed just 45.49 points in at least 2 fights. Number 4, Renat Fakhretdinov scored a ton and allowed next to none, 24.97. Number 3, he's not going to win this category, folks. He's just not. He's 3rd. Jack Della Maddalena allowed just 21 points in 2022. Shavkat Rakhmonov allowed only 12.93, securing the 2nd place spot. And number 1, allowing the fewest DraftKings points of the year, is Jeremiah Wells. He allowed only 1.69 points, not even 2 points. That's the face you make when you don't even allow 2 points all year in 2022. Jeremiah Wells, 1.69. The best scoring percentage. If I score 80% of the points in our fight and you score 20, I've scored 80% of the points. There we go. Number 5, Michael Morales, best scoring percentage overall, 82.70%. Number 4, Renat Fakhretdinov scored 90.5% of all points in his fights. Number 3, Jack Della Maddalena scored 94.34% of all points put up in his fights. Number 2, again, Shavkat Rakhmonov, 94.54, just a bit more than Jack Della, securing that number 2 spot. And number 1 for best scoring percentage overall, of course, it is Jeremiah Wells. He didn't even give up 2 points, guys. Did you hear me? 99.21% of all points scored in Jeremiah Wells fights came directly from Jeremiah Wells. 99.21%. That might be the best out of any division of the entire year. Best optimal rate overall. Must have fought at least twice to make this list. Number 12 is Andre Fiallo, 40%. He did make optimal in 2 fights. He did fight 5 times, as we know. So that is a 40% optimal rate. 8 guys are tied at 50%. If you really want to know who they are, it's Fakhretdinov, Michael Morales, Jeremiah Wells, Ange Lusa, Ian Gary Machado, Brian Battle, Court McGee, and Mike Jackson, all tied at 50%, making the optimal 1 out of 2 fights. Number 2, we have a 2-way tie. Brian Barberena and Jack Della Maddalena each made the optimal lineup twice out of 3 fights. 66.67% of the time they made optimal lineup. And the best overall optimal rate for 2022 is going to be a 2-way tie between your boy Shavkat Rakhmonov and your other boy Bilal Muhammad. Love these 2 fighters. 2 of my favorite welterweights, to be quite honest. 100% optimal rate. Gotta love the guys that you are guaranteed to make the optimal lineup. You just plug them in. You only have to worry about 5 guys that week, not 6. 100% optimal. 2 out of 2 fights. Shavkat and Bilal Muhammad. Let's go. Top 10 scores, aka the 10 best individual DraftKings performances of 2022. Let's get into it. This is my favorite category. Number 10, Sergey Kondozhko against Dwight Grant. Sergey scored 116.04 in a 9-minute KO TKO. Number 9, Jack Della Maddalena. We've heard his name a couple times. Scored 117.23 against Pete Rodriguez, KOing him in just under 3 minutes of the first round. Number 8, Michael Morales over Trevin Giles. Scored 117.75 in a 4-minute KO TKO. Number 7, Jeff Neal over Vicente Luque. What a fight from Jeff Neal. 120.61 points. Finished Vicente Luque standing just over 12 minutes. Number 6, Ange Lusa over AJ Fletcher, scoring 123.78, 15-minute unanimous decision win. Number 5, for the second time on this list, Jack Della Maddalena over Danny Roberts, put up 125.82 in a 3-minute KO TKO. Sound familiar? Number 4, Brian Battle with the head kick of Takashi Sato, 127.86. KO'd him in just under, this was like 45 seconds. Got the quick win bonus and everything. Brian Barberena at number 3 over Robbie Lawler. Was losing that fight till he wasn't. 129 points. He ended up putting a beating on Lawler, finishing the fight in just under 10 minutes. Number 2, Renat Fakhretdinov made this list just a couple of weeks ago, dominating Brian Battle, scoring 129.53 in a unanimous decision win, 15 minutes. Renat, I had like 65 minutes of control time somehow in that fight. And number one, the best individual DraftKings performance at welterweight in 2022 is going to be Colby Covington. We have not talked about him at all as far as these awards go. He fought only once, so he wasn't even eligible for most of these awards. But the best overall performance, Colby Covington over Jorge Masvidal, scored 156.62 in a unanimous decision, 25-minute win. Colby Covington, my goodness, wow, 156.62. Best overall welterweight 2022. If you really think about it, I'm sure you could figure it out. The man fought 3 times. He made optimal only twice, but he was the only one that put up anywhere close to 300 points, and he put up 350, guys. It is Jack Della Maddalena. Like I said, twice optimal, 116.78 average DraftKings points per win, 9.02 raw DraftKings points per minute, 350.34 DraftKings points total, 16.68 to 1 scoring ratio, $9,000 average salary. That sounds pretty good to me for 90 bonus points per fight, guys. 3 first-round finish wins. My goodness. 21 points is all he allowed. He is the man with 3 names, I should say, Jack Della Maddalena. And I tell you what, Shavkat was right there. Bilal was right there. There were a couple other guys that were in the running for best overall. But at the end of the day, it's the man with 3 wins and 350 points, Jack Della Maddalena. So congratulations to him. Love doing these breakdowns for you guys at the end of the year. Have a safe new year. Hope you had a great holiday. Stay tuned for the best of middleweight is the one coming up next. So as usual, guys, I want all of you to enjoy the fight. So enjoy, and we will see you in the next one. Have a happy new year.